Okay, been a couple good little pieces of news going on. Oh, actually, one good piece of news, and it is Apple buying the Lala service. Now, this is a big deal, and I think we're going to see Apple integrate this into their service. Now, the way Lala works is it indexes your iTunes library, your music, and then it has like millions of songs in Lala's repository. It has millions of songs, so it just matches them. Or if it don't have your song, it uploads them in the background from your library, and it gives you access to your iTunes music online. That way you sign into Lala, it uploads your iTunes music library, or what songs it doesn't already have in its own library, and then that way you never have to carry an iPod or an MP3 player. You never have to carry anything with you again. As long as you have an internet connection, you can access your whole music library. You don't need to carry an iPod to access your music library or have your computer to access your music library. As long as you can get on the net, you can access your music library. And if you don't have the song, they have millions of songs. If you don't have the song, you can pay 10 cents to have unlimited access to the song online. So you pay 10 cents and you have unlimited access. You can listen to it as much as you want online. I don't think you can download it. Maybe you can. But regardless, for 10 cents you can play it as much as you want online. And the thing about that is there's a lot of applications like Wiretap Studio that can record music, and you pay 10 cents, listen to it, and then you own it. So you can own music for 10 cents. But it's really interesting. I'm not big into subscription music service, and this isn't a subscription music service. This is kind of going in a different direction, where you pay 10 cents per song to have unlimited access to the song, and it uploads your library that you can have access to your music anywhere in the world as long as you got an internet connection. That's really interesting. I'm looking to see I'm not sure if Apple will use the service as it is, but they might take some of that technology and integrate it into iTunes and use it for TV subscriptions or whatever they're planning on doing in the future. It's a really interesting development. I hope everybody pays attention to it. Another thing, AdobePC. What I can't get AdobePC to understand is you can't take a bunch of parts, throw into a cart, and make it the same as a Mac Pro. You just can't do it, and I don't know what I have to do to make him understand this. It's not the same thing. Computers are more than just specs. If you have two taxi services, one with Ford Taurus as taxis and one with limousines as taxis, they both get you from A to B. In fact, the Taurus taxi will probably get you there faster, but it's a different experience. You know, you got to understand, when a client comes into an office, I like them to see my big iMac, my big Mac Pro, the industry standard software, Final Cut Pro. I don't want them to come into my office and have a client see some hacked together computer that I built myself that looks like it's out of the 90s with Adobe Premiere Pro as my editing software. I don't want my client to see that. I want my client to see a nice editing suite that I can have nice equipment. It means a lot to the client. I'm sorry, it does. And there's no way you can go to Newegg and throw a bunch of parts into a basket and say it's the same as a Mac Pro or a HP Z800 or anything of that sort. It's just ridiculous. And it really makes me wonder if you really are a professional, as you say you are, to even say such stupid things. Now, if you have a computer that you've built personally for your personal needs, that you use at home for a certain specific task, and you've custom tailored that for that specific task, that's fine. But if you go out and look at these editing suite or editing shops or post-production facilities or editing houses, say there's an editing house and they have 10 editors, full-time editors. Do you think they have 10 custom-built PCs? No, they go out and they buy 10 workstations, 10 Mac Pros or 10 HP workstations or Dell workstations. They don't custom build 10 computers. That's ridiculous. And for you to even suggest that just tells me how noob you are. Everybody says, well, I can just build one just as good. I can build one just as good as that Mac Pro. When I hear you say that, it really makes you sound like a noob, man. You cannot compare an OEM to a custom build. You can't. Very few people can build a custom build computer that's as good as any OEM can put it together. I mean, very few people. Very few people can build their own, period. So most people, 80% of people, have to buy a workstation, and there's no cheaper workstation than a Mac. Look at the manufacturing process that the Mac goes through that the custom PC doesn't have to go through. For the price you're getting the Mac Pro, and it goes through that nicely engineered manufacturing process, and a cableless engineering inside. It don't look like a homemade bomb. All these things, and for you to even suggest that, hey, what I got from Newegg, what I threw in my basket at Newegg with my $67 graphics card, and this $30 case or $50 case, it's the exact same thing as that Mac Pro. It just makes you sound stupid, Adobe PC, and there's no other blunter way that I can put it. It just makes you sound stupid. OS 10.